So in the last film, I talked about how many times does the flood start. This film, we will talk about how many times does life on land die. First is said in Genesis 7:21, and all flesh died that moves on the earth, and so on and so on. And then in verse 22, 23, it's again said, everything on the dry land had died. Yes, he extinguished all, blah, blah. So here twice. This is P, first time, 21, verse 21, and J, 22, 23. Okay, it looks like it's said twice. But let's see if I analyze the text, what happens? Then you notice that, oops, here with where the verse 22 breaks or starts, it's not start in the beginning or anything new. It belongs to what is said before. It's very clear. Look at this chiastic, beautiful structure. And went away, or died, in other words for die, corresponds to the end, had died. All the next after from the beginning, all flesh that moves on earth corresponds to all that was on dry land. Then with flying creatures, with cattle, and with wild animals, and with all creeping things on earth, and each man corresponds to everything that has the breath of life in its nose. It's a beautiful chiastic structure, which both the man, he who did the verse, chapter and verses, didn't understand, and not did the followers of the documentary hypothesis see this. And it's the same the next chapter. Yes, he extinguished corresponds to they were extinguished from the earth. So the second thing, all existence that was on the face of the earth corresponds to from man to cattle to creeping animals to the flying creatures on heaven. Again, a chiastic, beautiful chiastic structure. Very, very clear that it's like this. So you don't have, the land life doesn't die twice. It's just said once. And then it's said, yes, he extinguished it. Two beautiful chiastic structures after each other. So the only reason that you can say that the land life dies twice is if you don't at all understand the text structure in the Hebrew text. And this is actually very basic. This is found lots of time, this structure. It's nothing unique, or special. It's a beautiful technique used over and over again, also in the primeval history. Notice also again the variations, how the writer really changes words. He changes, he substitutes word for word. He changes the grammar. He changes the word order, and so on. It's so full with variation, this text, who supposedly should be written by P for a big part of it. Here it's both J and P, and the same kind of variations as you find in the creation story you find here. So, what can we say? Did we find two contradicting sources? No. The text, the empirical material, doesn't support this. The contradictions or unnecessary doublets don't exist. You can't divide it in two continuous stories. Nothing what the documentary hypothesis has said is in the text. You can't find it. It's only if you don't understand the Hebrew grammar, if you don't understand the structure of the text, you can claim such things. It's very obvious that it doesn't harmonize with the theory, the text in the flood story. But still, can this be because there is a really skillful editor? Not a clumsy one, not a bad one, but one who really could, from two different sources with a different style, who really was able to get a text that was very harmonious. Can it be that way? Emerson says, yes, that's the reason why you find a harmonious text. I will look at this question, and this is very important, very important. So I hope to see you in the next film where I talk about this. But for now, thank you.